Today, I have one goal. By the time I walk off this stage, I want you to know that curiosity didn't kill the cat, you did. I'm sure you have heard of the famous phrase, curiosity killed the cat before. Don't be too inquisitive. Don't ask too many questions. Don't open doors that were meant to stay closed. Or you might just get yourself in trouble, or worse, get yourself hurt. And honestly, the idiom's kind of explain itself, doesn't it? Especially if you own a cat. You would know they are relentlessly inquisitive. They poke, they prod, they squeeze into little spaces that have no business being in. Something exists in that environment, and suddenly it becomes a personal mission to understand it completely. And for me, that's a good thing. I believe the more inquisitive you become, the more you discover. We should all be more like the cat, especially because he isn't really dead. Because this is what most people never hear. The full version of the actual quote actually goes, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. That changes the whole quote, doesn't it? The cat didn't stay dead, it came back. Because whatever knowledge it found, whatever it uncovered, was worth the trouble. And I'd like to believe that every single piece of knowledge is worth the trouble. I know this because I am that cat. I am, at my core, someone who cannot stop getting into trouble. I mean, we can all agree this world is too interesting to just accept it at face value, right? Curiosity became not a trait, but rather a way of being. My desire to understand what is happening around me, to ask what is next, to explore what I don't yet know. The first time curiosity pulled me somewhere unexpected was when I picked up a pen and started writing. Not because I have something to say, but rather I have questions I don't know how to answer any other way. What makes a person who they are? What lives in the silence between what someone says and what they mean? What does it mean to live a life that actually belongs to you? One question led to another, and somewhere along the way, I began writing, trying to make sense of everything I've noticed. That curiosity spilled onto the page. And before I knew it, I wrote my own stories, my own poetry, and even scripts. And that's what led me into filmmaking. This urge to capture life, to chase stories that people carry quietly inside of them. Although I'm not a professional by any means, I still write every day. I watch, I question, I look for things I haven't seen before. Writing became the way I chased those questions. And filmmaking became the place I wanted those answers to live in. And it doesn't just have to be in writing. You can do this in any way you want. Painting, architecture, photography, music, the meals you make, the places you wander to alone, the conversation you stay up late having, the things you build with your hand, the things you build in your head. Seriously, look around. We, as humans, live to observe, to discover, to dream. And that instinct, it belongs to all of us. Because discovery, to me, isn't an event, it's a practice. In English, the word discovery traces back to the Latin word discoperio, to uncover, to reveal, to expose something to the gaze. What was revealed always existed. You didn't create it. You simply remove what was hiding it. And that's what curiosity does. It removes the hiding. Curiosity is the driving force behind every discovery in human history. Every scientific revolution, every artistic breakthrough, every moment someone said, wait, but why? And refused to let it go. There is no such thing as a stupid question. If anything, the person who never questioned, who never chased understanding, that's the real loss, not the person who asks. So, why do we stop? Think about who asks the most questions in the world. Not a scientist, not a physicist, not a philosopher, but children. relentlessly, exhaustingly, and admittedly, sometimes annoyingly, why? The truth is, we all used to be that child. And then something happened. We grew up and we go quiet because we became afraid. Afraid to not know. Afraid to look uncertain. Afraid to look stupid. Afraid we'll be exposed as some type of fraud. And honestly, there's something deeply human in that. People long to be seen, but fear to be revealed. We chase certainty because it feels safer than standing in the open and saying, I don't know. It feels horrible to not know something. So we pretend we already do. But that pretending, that's where discovery dies. So here's what I want you to do. Look around. Either it's a person next to you, your hands, your shoes, anything. Really look. Ask questions. Why do our nails have two different colors? What makes a yawn so contagious? Who is Ted and why does he talk? Start there. Start with the small, the strange, the overlooked. Start with things that seem too obvious to questions because those are often the things nobody ever really look at. Who? What? When? Where? How and why? You know, they say the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you discover why. Discovery doesn't begin in a laboratory. It begins the moment you refuse to walk past something without asking what it is. Curiosity might have killed a cat, but curiosity also built every discovery in human history, every invention, every story, every question that changed the world. So, go ask more questions. Chase the strange thing, and don't be afraid to be the cat, because satisfaction will always bring you back.